I think this animal needs no introduction, but here goes anyway. This is the most ugliest animal in the world. Just kidding, it's actually one of the cutest animals in the world. And it's also endangered. So today we'll be talking about this animal, its weird features, lifestyle, and why it's endangered. So without further ado, let's get started. First off, what is the scientific name and where does it live? Well, the scientific name of this cutie pie is Saiga Antelope, and it lives in Central Asia. Now, you may ask, where exactly is Central Asia? And to answer your question, here it is. So, as you can see, they live in Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, and some other countries around there. And just so you know, the capital of Kazakhstan is Astana, and that's where these guys hang out. Now, these antelopes prefer to live in semi-arid and pre-desert areas, so not too hot and not too cold, just right now. I bet you've noticed this guy's weird nose. Let me explain why it has it. You see, their big bulbous noses help them to warm the air that they breathe in. You see, in the winter, the temperatures drop below 40 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's really cold. And because these guys are mammals, they need to keep their body temperature at around 100 to 102 degrees Fahrenheit, depending on their size. The reason for this is because mammals are warm-blooded or endothermic. This means that they can maintain a constant body temperature regardless of the outside temperature. Warm-bloodedness allows mammals to live in a wide range of habitats, from the freezing Arctic to the scorching desert. But being warm-blooded comes with a price. Mammals have to constantly eat to keep their body temperature up. But eating uses energy, which makes mammals really efficient foragers. In short, they need to keep eating so that they don't freeze to death. And breathing cold air in through their big noses helps them do just that. So now you may be wondering, hey, if these guys live in such hot places, shouldn't they have evolved to have big ears like fennec foxes to cool themselves down? And the answer to your question is yes. In fact, the Saiga antelope has 2 pairs of supersaiga. What? 2 pairs of supersaiga? No, not that kind of supersaiga. These 2 pairs of supersaiga are the front and back pair of horns on their heads. And scientists have found out that they use these horns to cool themselves down. See, these horns have a large surface area, so that they can radiate heat away from their bodies. And to make things even cooler, they have a special membrane between the upper and lower parts of their lips that covers their nostrils. By manipulating this membrane, they can change the amount of surface area exposed to incoming air. And by changing the amount of surface area, they can control how much heat is coming in or going out. Pretty cool, huh? But wait, there's more. They can also manipulate the blood vessels in their heads to regulate their body temperature. By expanding the blood vessels, they increase the amount of blood flow near the surface of their skin, allowing them to lose heat more efficiently. Conversely, they can constrict those blood vessels to reduce heat loss when it's freezing outside. Amazing, right? But that's not all. If you thought this was impressive, just wait until you hear about this. When they're sweating, they basically turn into vampires and drink their own sweat. How gross yet awesome is that? These guys have special glands in their mouths that release proteins which make their saliva thicker, allowing them to collect more sweat on their tongues. Then they simply swallow the sweat, which rehydrates them and replaces the water that they lost while panting. So basically, these antelopes have evolved to survive in the harsh conditions of Central Asia. Their adaptations allow them to thrive in an environment where few other animals can survive. But sadly, humans have put them on the endangered species list. Let's take a look at how many there are in the wild. As of 2021, there were only around 40,000 individuals left in the wild, making them critically endangered. One of the main reasons for their decline is habitat loss due to human activities. For example, when we grow crops and raise livestock in these areas, the natural landscape changes, and this affects the availability of food and water for the Saiga antelope. Another reason is poaching. Sadly, these guys are often poached for their meat, and their horns are used in traditional medicine. In some cultures, they believe that saiga horn can treat a variety of ailments, including cancer and impotence. However, there is no scientific evidence to support these claims. Climate change is also a big problem. As temperatures rise, the habitat of the saiga antelope is becoming more arid, making it harder for them to find food and water. This could lead to more droughts and fewer plants growing in the area, which means less food for the antelopes. But don't worry, there are some people who are trying to save them. For example, there are organizations that work to protect their habitat and stop poaching. They also try to raise awareness about the importance of protecting these animals and their environment. But there's still a lot more that needs to be done, and you can help. Here are some things that you can do to help save these guys. First off, spread the word. Tell your friends and family about the saiga antelope and the threats it faces. You can also share information on social media to raise awareness. Next, support organizations that are working to protect the saiga antelope. Donate money or volunteer your time to help with their efforts. Finally, make sustainable choices in your daily life. Reduce your carbon footprint and support businesses that are committed to environmental protection. By doing so, you'll be helping to create a healthier planet for all of us, including the saiga antelope. Hey, thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something new, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a comment down below of what you thought, and maybe hit that like button while you re-at it. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.